Okay, everybody. This is really going to be a short stream. I wanted to bring the latest update with Madalena Kojakari since her mother and stepfather were in court today for a bond modification. Well, they weren't actually in court; they weren't present, and the hearing was actually the judge and the attorneys for both sides actually not even in the courtroom but in the judge's chambers, and then the results were announced in open court, but the actual modification debate or whatever they were doing was held in the judge's chambers. um, I'm going to go over this one article because I read it, and it's another one of those articles that puts out another little piece of detail, another little piece of information that wasn't in something else, and it kind of gives it a new perspective on some things. So let me go ahead and just get to it. Missing Madalena Kojakari's parents held in jail will have to turn over passports if they make bail. The parents of a missing 11-year-old Madalena Kojakari remained in jail Wednesday after both were unable to make bail, court records show. A North Carolina judge has set the bail at $250,000 for Diana Kojakari and $200,000 for stepfather Christopher Palmiter for failing to report Madalena missing for 3 weeks. So the bond did change because last night when we looked at it, I believe it was either 200,000 for her and 100,000 for him, but it was a little bit different. One of these went up, or both of them went up. Now there's some more details that are gonna kind of throw another perspective on there too. A North Carolina judge has set the bill. We read that part. A public hearing had been planned, but their lawyers instead agreed new bond conditions with the judge behind closed doors. It was announced if they do make bail, if they do make the new bail terms, the pair will have to turn over their passports to the court to prevent them from leaving the country. Both parents have family in Moldova, a region in the east of Romania. Now, see, that's another bit of information because I was under the impression that she was from Moldova, but that he was American. So that's another little bit of information that kind of puts a little different light on it. The pair were arrested December 17th for failing to immediately report their daughter missing. Madalena was last seen at her home in Cornelius on the evening of November 23rd. Excuse me. On the evening of November 23rd, but her parents only reported the sixth grader missing to school resource officer on December 15th. Both remained at Mecklenburg County Jail as of Wednesday night, according to police records, sheriff's records. So here we have a picture of Madalena, an ad that we don't want to see. She's such a beautiful young lady. Okay. The judge also ordered Paul Miter, 60, to wear an ankle monitor if he posts bail. Assistant District Attorney. I'm sorry, guys. It's getting right at my bedtime. Um, Assistant District Attorney William Biggers told the Charlotte Observer. Despite over 250 leads received by the FBI, the State Bureau of Investigations, and the Cornelius Police Department, there is not a trace of the 11-year-old. In a video posted last week, Cornelius Police Captain Jennifer Thompson said the parents were not forthcoming with information. So let's back up to the ankle monitor. And I was trying to figure out why one would have an ankle monitor and the other wouldn't. Kind of takes me back to the point of her not being from here and possibly not really knowing any people, not really having a large circle of acquaintances outside the house, outside the home. Um, probably limited in where she goes anyway, but he works outside the home. Uh, I believe that article said that he was some kind of engineer at like a big company. I'll pull it back up and find out exactly. I should have took a note on that, but he's some type of engineer at a big company because I remember saying that he probably makes at least $100,000 a year or more. So he's not doing too bad. And also in another video that I was watching, I heard that the neighborhood they live in is apparently a very affluent area. So he's probably sitting kind of pretty. I saw comments that people were like, "Look at them; they can't possibly have money. They're probably on drugs and all this. Wish they could be on drugs, but that doesn't mean they can't have money." Um, we know everyone has a lot of questions, Thompson said. We also have questions and are doing everything we can with proper legal authority to get those answers. She said, "This is a serious case of a child whose parents are clearly not telling everything they know." Thompson also said investigators from the various agencies involved have knocked on over 245 doors in Victoria Bay community where the family lived and have conducted a water search around Lake Cornelius. In a statement to investigators, Diana Kojakari, 37, said she believed her husband put her family in danger after she argued with him on November 23rd, the same night Kojakari said she last saw her daughter. That I want to stop right there because, again, that statement that she believes her husband put her family in danger really still sticks out to me. Like, how does she mean that? Is she talking about her family back in Moldova? Is she talking about her immediate family, being her and her daughter, and possibly including her husband? What family is she speaking about? And how does she believe that he put them in danger? What did he do or say or not do or say that would put her family in danger? And also tied in with that, if she's saying she feels like he put the family in danger, and the updated information that I have is he actually left that night, the 23rd, at night to make that road trip. I was under the impression that they had an argument that night of the 23rd, and then he left like on the 24th. But he actually left that night, which is also the last night that Madalena was supposedly seen going to bed at 10 o'clock, fully dressed with shoes on. Um, so what danger does it present? And well, I think is in this article. So let me read a little more and then I'll comment on it. She said after their argument that night, Paul Miter drove about 550 miles on a 9-hour trip to visit his family in Michigan. Now, remember, in the other article, it said that he went to retrieve some belongings from his family in Michigan because I was wondering what could he possibly have at someone else's house that he needed to drive 12 hours, well, 9 hours, they're saying, in the middle of the night to go get it, coming off of an argument, because the trip to me seems like if there was no argument between them that night, there would have been no road trip in the middle of the night. I'm anxiously awaiting to hear what the details of the argument were. If that does come out, what were they arguing about? What was the conversation? Did it have something to do with Madalena? Did it have something to do with whatever it was that he went to go get? Did it have something to do with God only knows what else? Throw it against the wall, see if it sticks. Okay, according to an affidavit, Diana Kojakari also told cops that she last saw her daughter go to her room about 10 o'clock p.m., but refused to elaborate if that was before or after Paul Miter left the house. That is what I was trying to get to when I said, I believe it's in the article. Why is it unclear if her daughter went to bed before or after the stepfather left? That should be easy to know. Like, if you argued and he left, then you're saying you saw your daughter going into her room at 10. Was he still in the house? I mean, that's really a no-brainer. Did you see her while you were in the middle of this argument? Did you go to bed and then he left after you went to bed, after you saw your daughter supposedly going to bed? It really should not be that difficult to get some clear answers on some of the things that are so fuzzy. But I mean, nothing is really clear about this. It seems like, excuse me, it seems like the parents are really actively trying to thwart this investigation, to me. The FBI last week released a picture of Madalena leaving a school bus where she was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, a jacket, and jeans. She also was wearing Adidas shoes with pink, purple, and white designs. So I just wanted to get that out there, the update on the bond hearing and the current status of the case, as well as just to point out those few little things there that really are sticking out to me. You know, how do you not know if he left before or after your daughter went to bed? If you can remember that you saw her at 10 o'clock going to bed, was he still home, or did he already leave after the argument? You know, what kind of danger could he possibly have put his family in, and what actions did he take that makes her feel as if he put her family in danger? And it's interesting to me that it's worded as she believes he put her family in danger, not their family, but her family. So I don't know. Oh, and another thing, I did find out that the letter that was written, because I kind of thought that it came from the mom, but someone pointed out that this letter is that the stepfather's family has been making handwritten letters, and so that letter, which was referred to as a jailhouse letter, probably came from him. I just assumed the mother because the handwriting looks feminine to me, but I could be wrong. I am not a handwriting expert by a long shot. Or possibly because it is not written in stone that it came from the stepfather. It's just uh, a speculation that was put out there based on the fact that his family has been making a lot of posts to Facebook about their concern for Madalena, their desire to see her come back. Um, so that was just a speculation that was out there. So it could easily be speculated that it is from the mother, but maybe she didn't write the letter and she had someone write it for her based on what she told them. Because that's known to happen in jail. Some people can't read or write, but they need to get letters out, so they'll get someone who can read and write to write letters for them. They tell them what they want them to write. So there's all kind of possibilities going on with that letter. I just wanted to put that back out there. I'm gonna go to bed now, and I will be back tomorrow.